Hey, welcome to Voodoo in the Matrix. All right, so I have Russ here.
What's up?
All right, so Russ owns AZ Spawn Patios, and he's gonna kind of go over some of the things that about the chill tub that I've been using and noticing like results for myself. But now I want more of the science and like actually how to use it. So we got the laptop up, and we can navigate through here for you.
Well, Chris, first of all, how's been your journey on the chill tub since you started it?
I'm addicted.
Are you?
Yeah.
Little chilly though.
Yeah, yeah. Well, okay. So day one was a little shock at 45, and then we started using it more and more and more, and then it got really easy. So we went down to 40, and then it took like 3, 4 days, and then 40 degrees got a little easier. So we went to 39, same thing, and we got to 38, and it's not gotten easy once with 38. Like it's
I mean, I'll never forget my first time ever putting my hand inside of a cold tub when we were building them for some of the professional teams, starting like shoot almost 20 years ago.
yeah.
But I remember putting my hand in at 40 degrees for like 30 seconds, and I remember going, I don't know how this is even gonna like how anybody humanly could get their entire body submerged in there, and then fast forward to where we're at now with the benefits, the more research that's been done in this field and the benefits health wise mentally that are pretty amazing, which we'll kind of dive into. So just how many days are you in now on yours?
43.
43.
Yeah. Careful
Awesome.
your mic too. So day 43 though was a huge day for me today.
Was it?
Yeah, because it saved me quite a bit. Um,
Yeah. What did you do to yourself today, Chris?
yeah. Well, yesterday.
Oh
So
yeah.
yesterday I went and decided it would be a good idea to do the chill tub, and I'm like, you know what? I don't have any deliveries, so let's go out and bake a little and get some color for Vegas. So I went out in the backyard and laid out, and I took a nap, and I didn't realize I'd been out there for like an hour and a half almost. And we're talking 1 o'clock to 2:30 time, prime heat, sun straight over me, Arizona, 115 degrees. So I wake up and I'm looking. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not bad. It's okay. And then I start getting sick and nauseous, and I'm like, this isn't good. Like maybe I should get in a chill tub and cool my body temperature down. I thought about it, but then I noticed how sick I was getting, and I'm like, no. Right now, I just need to run into the bathroom, and then I had to throw up. Uh, Obviously, I had like what, heat stroke or dehydration. I don't know what it was, but
All of the above.
probably, yeah, all of the above. So then I still go, and it wasn't bad because I don't realize I hadn't stopped cooking yet because it wasn't too much red. And then I go to work, go gym, get home, and I look in the mirror and I'm like, whoa, this ain't good. I was lobster, like full on. Just my wife was just like, "What happened to you?" it was it was bad. So I decided, all right, put a ton of aloe vera on me, and then sit underneath the fan and just try to stop all the baking of the skin. And my skin was hot to touch all night. And then I woke up this morning. I'm like, this is going to be either really painful or really good, but both. And as soon as it touched my skin, it just felt like fire. But my legs and every because I'm kind of a wimp still. I haven't gotten fully all arms in all the way yet. And it does it all the time, but it's a little tough. So I got in, and everything I had submerged when I got out had cooled down my body temp, except for up here, and it's still hot to touch, but everywhere else wasn't. So it was kind of like a good way to test that, like, yeah, that like if you're in a situation like that, you could get in that water and it's just going to bring your core temperature down. And that would have been nice if I actually would have been brave and submerged all the way this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably had all the way down to the forehead, huh?
Yeah. So it was a blessing today. It really was having that and to be able to go in there and cool my skin off.
Yeah.
But it did feel like, it felt like fire, even though it was freezing water, just from my outside body temp and my skin temp versus that water. It was crazy.
Not that I recommend getting the chill tub for your sunburns to ease the pain, because I think there's even a little bit more pain that's associated with that.
Yeah, it shouldn't happen. But I do dumb things once in a while. I'm kind of an extremist. I kind of do weird extreme things, and I thought, I only got 3 weeks till Vegas, so I better get some color. And then and then you notice in the video, my back was fine because I fell asleep on my back. So the only thing that got color was my forehead and my chest and stomach and my legs. The back didn't. You'll see when you see me flip from back and forth. It's just like, a two-tone.
Yeah, you definitely have a two-tone looking at you right now, Chris.
At least my arms wasn't getting too much, but yeah.
So, the thing that I think that I started when Chris and I decided to do this kind of test, and obviously we still don't know exactly where this is going to end up going, because there's studies being done on the effects of the beneficial effects of the cold plunge. And I think that what I wanted to do was actually have real world life, somebody that I know using it day in and day out.
Who will use it.
Will use it. And do you remember when I just threw out the idea, hey, Chris, I'm thinking about this chill tub, not really sure I wasn't even knowing what I was really reaching out to you about.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's just more of a feeling that you were one of the people that I was like, well, you were the only one that I reached out to about it. But and then I don't know, we hung up on the phone, and then you called me back the next day or 2 days later, and you're like, hey man, so like can
I come try it?
Yeah,
I want to come see it.
Yeah
Because we were looking at buying originally. Like, it was so weird that you called me, because originally we were going to buy one of those just backyard portable tubs and just throw ice in it every day, and it's just like, that is just not something that I'm going to do. It's not something I would constantly keep up. It just wasn't a thing. And then it's ugly, but who wants to go buy a bag of ice and do that every single day?
Yeah,
it's not something you're going to quit. You're not going to do it.
And also, like, you don't have circulating water as well. And I think that you brought that up, which I still, there's not big points made about this, even online, about the differences between those types of chill tubs, what they consider chill baths.
It's not. It's like a basket with water in it. Nice.
but your body heats up the water.
Correct. You get a thermal barrier.
Yeah, and I didn't even, I didn't even think about that, as far as having a continuously running one, maintaining the temperature on that. But also, one of the other things to keep in mind is that when you, even though cold water doesn't, when it's below about 50 degrees, doesn't really breed a lot of, viruses or bacterias, you still, what happens with those types of units, you don't keep them cold 24 hours a day. And what happens is any of the material is going to develop bacteria on it when it's empty. And, unless you're thorough with the bleaching something out, there's still health risks involved using that repeatedly over and over after new on, instead of using a unit that has an ozone system that you're utilizing, some type of a treatment system to keep the water clean.
Right. It turns into a mosquito, like, birthing ground.
Yeah. Well, and, one of the biggest problems I think the professional athletes had across the board is the spread of MRSA. Originally when they were doing the steel baths, was that, an athlete got a cut, they go into the steel bath, and if it wasn't completely 100% sanitized perfectly, then, there's the potential to spread that. And I think that is one of the fears that, anybody had in, when you're doing that on a commercialized level, and making sure that, okay, how do you protect yourself from viruses like that? Because obviously that's not a great thing to get yourself get either.
No. And then you saw, like, you came over and checked out the tub and saw how crystal clear it is still. And that's 43 days.
Yeah.
And that's just not me. That's me and Ange using it. Both of us using it every morning.
I know. Well, and cold water is amazing. So, I mean, that system's running an ozone in it 24 hours a day anyways. And so, that ozone and just regular shock can keep the water,
I've only put it in once.
Yeah.
I only had to put it in once.
I know.
But we do keep it at 38 now. I mean, it's there's nothing in there.
No, there's not. And the water.
The only thing living in there is me and Ange. That's it.
Well, hopefully one at a time.
Yeah. She loves to do the back and forth between the hot tub and the chill tub. She loves that.
Well, and I think that, you know, what's cool, what's great about this is that, you know, you and I are able to have a dialogue too, just on a personalized level, as far as like just your physical and mental, you know, state kind of before, after, and just like overall feeling, because the benefits are not only just physical from reducing inflammation, you know, increasing circulation, but there's also the mental benefit of just your mental well-being, which, you know, people are, you know, very in tune, getting more in tune with their mental well-being
and discipline.
Yeah, and discipline.
Yeah.
I mean, for you, I don't think I would have the discipline to be doing what you're doing with this every single day, but
it's an addiction.
Yeah, and I love that, because that's the idea behind what you're supposed to be doing. Because if it's part of your life and it does increase and benefit you, physically, mentally, I mean, why wouldn't you do something like this? Pretty small investment as far as, you know, being able to do that, and it's ready to go. You know, you can flip open the cover, ready to roll.
It's right on my back door. I love it.
So, how do you think it's benefited you for yourself, like on a physical level?
Okay. So when I wake up in the morning, first thing I do
from the beginning, let's just
first thing what I do is I get up in the morning and I shave, just because I'm gonna put myself on camera. I don't want to be all like scummy. But I don't wash. I don't do anything. I just get up, go take my towel, and I put on my shades, because I still got pillow face, and I'm still like, I'm still waking up. But
now, is this like what time in the morning is this? Is this like 8 in the morning, or are we talking like 10 or 11?
This is 9:30, 10. Like I sleep in. I definitely do. Ange gets out there. She gets in at like 7:30, 8 in the morning. She gets in at 7 morning. 7 in the morning. She gets out. She's a badass. So she goes out there at 7. She just jumps in. But here's the beautiful thing. She was addicted to coffee. She no longer uses coffee.
And does she, I mean, what is it? Just because she gets the benefit from the chill tub in the morning?
Yes. Yeah. So when you get out of this thing, there is no like, I'm going to go and maybe I'll go lay down, or I'll go sit, or I'll go. No, you get out, you are going. You have all this energy, the amount of, I don't know what it is, like endorphins or the shock proteins. Once you get out, you just feel alive. That's why another thing my dad said too when he did it. He's like, because my dad did it not too long ago for his birthday. It was fun. And
I saw the videos.
Yeah. He texted me later. He goes, dude, it's been 2 days and my lower back doesn't hurt. Still. Day 3, it started finally coming back, because he has titanium in his back. And he had some back surgeries. And it got rid of all the inflammation and all that pain in his lower back gone. So there is so much more that it does than just like, like you said, the mental part though was the coffee for my wife, and also for me. I used to be a wake up, and it took me 2.5 hours to leave. Like, I'm just a very slow mover.
Yeah.
Except for when I'm in a gym. But I am. Like, I wake up and then like I'll roll for 30 minutes into bed, or I would, go make this and work on this. And then like now I get in there, I'm up, protein shake, brush my teeth, get in the shower, I'm up, gone to work. Like, I'm ready to go, unless I get a day off where I get to lay out and do something stupid. But I just don't have that.
So you get an increase of energy, I mean, is that? I mean, it just gets your body flowing.
Yes.
It gets that blood flow.
It does.
Increases that circulation a lot faster than the coffee does. Well, and more naturally as well.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like a week and a half, 2 weeks where she was having caffeine withdrawals though. But she still didn't need it for the energy, which is what she used to in the past. Which I love, because I don't like caffeine. But just for the big thing for me was how I felt after I got up and the energy I had. And then the big thing also was my right leg. I had my blood clot that was 2.5 feet long. It went from my hip all the way to my ankle. And once in a while, I still, time to time, will get a little swelling in my ankle where I won't be able to see my metatarpals. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as I get in there, I can feel it, just like all of it's going away. and I get out, and then I can see everything in my foot, and it just makes me feel good. Like, okay, because I have a little fear, anytime I see swelling, I start going back to that whole, oh no, oh no, oh no. You know what I mean? It freaks me out a little.
Yeah, why? I get why.
Yeah, when you're told you should be dead, like you're gonna have a little fear of death or fear of God in you for that moment. So like just getting in there and seeing that result every time I get out, it just feels amazing.
Are you able to, like, when you're sitting in there and are you able to focus in on like how your body's feeling as well as far as like what the cold's doing, like just in just inside your body, I guess. Does that make sense of what I'm like getting at there?
Yeah. Well, today today was different because the feeling in my skin.
Yeah. Well, now you know what that feeling feels like. Hashtag don't do that again.
I plan on not doing it again. But like, what I notice the most is my leg. Like, that's what I focus on. I really focus on how tight and like the blood flow in my right leg is restricted more. And when I get in there, I can feel the swelling going down. I can feel my movement in my legs good, except for when I get out, like all the muscles are really tight. Like, you don't want to just get out and do squats. You definitely want to warm up and get used to moving your legs, you know what I mean? Because everything's really, really tight. But when it comes to the inflammation, swelling, and all that stuff, just it gets all of that gone.
So have you noticed that it's gotten easier?
Yes. Yeah.
And the length of time that you stay in, can you extend that easier, or is it still just cold?
At 38 degrees, it's just cold.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like I can get to like 4 or 5 minutes. There's the other weird thing is when you're in there, you think, oh, I've been in here for 30 seconds. And then you'll find out later when you look at the tape, you've been in there for a minute to a minute and a half, and you only thought it was 30 seconds. Just time, it's weird.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's like it slows down to you. And then the other thing I noticed too is my heart rate slows down.
Well,
calms down.
And that would make sense because it's dropping your heart rate down, and then so your brain's not used to having something like that happen. So it would make sense that your brain is not calculating that correctly because it's conditioned to your beforehand. So, and the more you've used the tub, do you still feel that even now the time lapse is that still occurs?
It still happens. Like I'll think I'm in there I'm getting better and better because now I'm just starting to underestimate time, which is if I still want to like say how much time's happened in my head, like I'll still say 30 seconds. It's still going to feel like a minute, but I just don't know if I should put a timer up there. But then, like you said, there's options on there possibly to do have timers. But I really want a clock so I can know because when I start talking on there, I just lost all track of time.
Right.
So normally what I do is I'll count to 60 3 times, and then I'll know that like if I'm in there for the 3 minutes. Because what you don't want to do at 37 or 38 degrees is be in there for like 7-8 minutes. It's not ideal. I mean, Angela did it for 12 minutes.
The boss.
Yeah.
So
she put her arms in the whole time pretty much too.
So didn't you have a time that was like prior to Angela's?
Oh yeah, for about a minute and a half I held the record. Well, okay, I'll say a minute and a half plus the 12 minutes. I did hold the record. And then I was at 11 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay, so but not only time, what else did she do just to kind of?
Oh, she threw it in my face. Yeah, she gave me double middle fingers. She put them both in. She put her arms and hands, everything, and just submerged in there down to her neck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a big FU.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, the boss. The boss.
Yeah, it's just,
But so when you did that, when you guys did that, was that
was not at 38 degrees, by the way. Because that was like midday.
I get it, but I mean, I don't care what temp it is. Anything below my body temperature's physically cold to me. Okay, so so I'm not judging here, but but when you're I ain't got any. I'm not.
No, but when you're used to 38, and then all of a sudden you go to like 42, you don't realize how much of a difference a single temp is. Like the difference between 40 and 38 is huge. It's huge.
Yeah.
Like we got used to 40 pretty quickly. We got used to 39 decently. 38, like I said, I'm still not used to it.
But being at that temperature for 12 minutes, like
No,
I mean, did you come out like no, but just even at 42 degrees, when you got out, like
I didn't want to get out actually.
Really?
No. Neither did Ange. No, she didn't want to get out either. It just felt so amazing. It was like I'm saying, like there's that like at that 40 to 42 degrees, there's that time where you could go. It feels amazing. Like I understand why when they say you're like 37, 38, like people can't do those long terms. I can't. But at 40, 42, I could have sat in there for a while.
Could have hung out.
Yeah.
Could have done the podcast out of there.
Probably could have. Probably should have.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that, Cold Facts? So that could be coming. Yeah. Cold Facts could be coming with a podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I just got to get a mic next to it now.
Yeah. Well, and just make sure you're not getting anything electrical next to you to get yourself electrocuted. Yeah. Drop it in there.
That would be me. I would find a way to have that happen.
Yeah.
I did almost die from a hot tub.
So how about mentally, just like on a mental level, have you noticed any type of
just sharper?
Just sharper?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Like I said, like the morning thing, I'm always like, I was a very grog. Angela own this. She'd tell everybody. Like I said, it took me like 2 hours to like wake up and be 100%. And when you're out of there, it's like, right when you get out, all of a sudden you feel everything firing, and within 10 minutes, you're just go mode. You really are. It just like your mental clarity and then the way your brain's working, it's just like, I mean, it makes sense, right? Because the one thing that kills your brain function is swelling, right? And then when you're in that temperature, all your blood is going to your organs. So it's just like it gets rid of all your inflammation in your body. So everything just seems to be functioning. It lasts for about, I'd say I get about a good 5-6 hours of where I'm good. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say, you don't have that all day long, but for a good 5-6 hours, you are go mode.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. I mean, that's the one thing that I think that's pretty impressive about just hearing about your personal stories on this, because obviously everybody's going to kind of have a different experience, based upon their body and, and what the actual benefit for them is. And, for me, I love the fact that it's the whole thing, because people are getting more and more focused on the whole body, the within, and I think that is one of the great things that I like to just talk about, the balance inside of your body. Like you talk about getting that blood flow, getting rid of all that inflammation that people don't even understand. The foods that they eat create minor inflammation inside. You know what I mean? But they don't think about
go on
that.
And on about all the seed oils and all it's in our food.
Yeah.
We don't even know we're eating it.
I know.
And it's what? Plantar fasciitis? Yeah. So It was big for her on her foot. I wish she could be on too, but we're down to 2 mics right now, and she was gonna come on. Huh? Yeah. We got back from the gym.
Yeah. Got the blood flow going, and you got that heart rate up, and you should just go ahead and hop in the cold tub.
5 or 7 hours after
that. Yeah. They tell you about 5 to 7 hours after you work out before you want to get in the tub. But we do it every morning, and then